Okay, welcome everyone. My name is Jesselyn. I'm the developer advocate for Chrome DevTools. Yeah, very excited to be here. You know, this clicker, I bought it in 2019 because I think that, oh, now I joined Google, I will have more time to do presentation, then I need to invest a clicker. And then once I bought it, I never use it because this is closed down. So this clicker have a very nice effect. Okay, wait. Is it? No. Yesterday I charged already. Wait. Okay, yes. It have this nice effect. That's why I buy it. Okay. But I'm not the advocate for Logitech. Yeah, but if you need one, then you can get from Logitech. Okay, so today I would share about the user flow recorder. How many of you have heard about the recorder? I know at least one person heard about it before because just now he said that this is a new panel. Anyone else heard about this panel? Okay, there are a few. Good. Okay, good that most of you did not listen. You come to the right talk. Maybe you also come to the right talk. Maybe you learn something new. Okay, so over and over again, we hear from developers. We are doing survey, and developers come to us say that, oh, it's very hard to do end-to-end testing. It's very hard to get started to do end-to-end testing. So how do we solve it? We solve it by creating new stuff. No, so one of the specific thing is developers tell us that they want to automate the user flow. So for example, user flow like adding the shopping, adding item to the shopping cart. You want to make sure that that flow is working fine. You want to automate that so that you can run regular tests to test that whether it is working, or to fill in some shipment details. You want to make sure that when you fill in, there are some errors showing up, things like that. Okay, and the other thing about testing is asserting the details. You want to check that whether the fonts, the error message is showing, or whether the something like the totals is calculating correctly. So you want to be able to do this. So there are so testing have two sides: the automating and the asserting details. Today, I will focus on talking about how to automate the user flow with the tools that we have. Okay, so talk about automating user flow. When we talk about automating is actually sometimes it's hard, because to write the script to automate is easy, but then when you want to set up the infrastructure and to run the test, it's harder. So that's why the recorder panel lets you create the test and then immediately run it in the Chrome browser itself, so that you don't need to install extra tools, but you can if you want. So later I will share about how you can do it in the browser and off the browsers. Okay, so this features is under developer preview now. So means that the team is still actively working on it based on the feedback we have. Later I'll tell you like how to give us feedback and prioritize the development. Okay, so let me just go straight to the demo. Okay. Okay, so this is my screen. So this is let me go back to this site. Can I change to this one? Okay, never mind, I just use this one. Okay, so this is a website to order coffee, for example. So you can click on the item, and then you can maybe go to the cart, add some more item, and the total will change. And you can click on the total, fill in some details, for example. Oh no, that's the name. Okay, fill in some detail, test@a.com, and then you check, and then you submit it. So basically, this is the flow that I will demo, that how can we test that. So first, to open the panel, you can click on this 3-dot menu, and then there's more tools. So remember just now I asked you how many panels that the DevTools have. It's actually hide under more tools. It's more than 8. So besides those that you see normally, there's still some more here. Okay, yeah, I should use this one. So there's actually more. Okay, just simply want to use that. Okay, so the recorder panel, if you see that there are some new panels that we put an experimental portal there, which means these are the features that is currently in developer preview, which the team actively working on. So if you click on the recorder, if you don't know how to start, it's actually give you some example here, some step here that you need to follow. And if you want quick start guide, you can click here. And then you see my face there explaining to you how to do it. Okay. So let's just start the recording. So when I click start recording, let's give it a name, say order a coffee. Order a coffee. It's not necessary you use dash, but I like to use it because later we can export it, and then I don't need to export without dash or without anything. Yeah, so I like to put a dash here usually. So I click record. Okay, now let's get back to this screen. Now let's say I click on, let's scroll down, cappuccino, and I click on white. You see that it's actually capturing the activities here. And then if I click on total, I put in my name here. I put in my email address here. So it's still capturing, and I click on the elements here, and I click submit. Okay, and then we just stop it. So these are my user flow. Okay, now after I record, then what? I can replay it. So let's say I just click replay. It will actually replay, but it's too fast, you cannot see, right? Okay, so there's no point. So recently we added a new feature to let you replay slowly, because this is one of the features that people is asking. So you can replay this slow, very slow, and extremely slow. So let's play extremely slow. It's actually not that slow. So you can see that it's actually go through step by step, adding second item to that. Wait a little bit. Fill the name and the email. So you can see that it's actually showing the progress here, step by step, and it's going to fill and fill again. I regret to select the extremely slow now, and then he clicks submit. Yeah, and then you come back to the screen. So you can replay it. And then not just that, because sometimes when we are creating a user flow like just now, it's not that we can perfectly click on everything on the first run. So it's actually have some features to let you edit it. So you can expand the step. So let's say this is the step that you click on the selector. So these are the selector that the recorder will automatically pick two for you, depending on how you set up the selector. It will try to pick the most unique selector for you. So in this case, it detects that data test is the most unique selector. And the area, the accessibility label that you put is a unique one. So it would choose that. So, but let's say now I actually don't want to select cappuccino. The one that I actually want is Americano. So how do I change it? So I can either change it by just type Americano, if I know that the data. But if I don't know, I can actually use this selector button. I click on the selector button. I click on the thing that I want to select. It will automatically update here. Okay. And then if you think that, oh, actually you don't want the Americano right at all, you can just remove the step, or you can add the extra step after. This step say that you want to wait for element. There are a few types. You can have the event types like click, double click, hover, change, key down, or something. Or probably you want to click on let's say mocha. Click on latte. Okay. So it will have this for you, and then I was just going to replay normal. Then it will still go through the process. You don't need to recreate it from the scratch. So this is some of the features that we have. And then another thing that you can do is you can measure the performance. So let's say for this user flow, you want to measure that if the performance is good or not. Like for this whole flow, you can actually export it to run the whole performance and record it to performance panel or the performance insights panel. So let's just click this one, and it will run. Then it will show you the performance of the whole flow that we are running. In the performance panel, tell that, hey, is your performance is okay. So in this case, I built it perfectly, so there's no error. But you can see that it's actually tell you that there's a click event happen here, and the click event happen here as well. Okay, so this could help you save some time if you want to if you always need to check like the performance, you just need to record once and then keep running it. And if you click on here, it will show you the list of the recording that you have. You can just click play to replay it here, or you can create a new recording and record from the other websites. So think about the thing that you can do, maybe a daily task. It's not just for testing, but your daily task, like let's say your manager asks you to every day go to this website, check the network speed, and then send you something. You can actually automate that with the tools. Okay. Something that I did not mention just now, one of the steps, let me just add a step after. One of the steps is that you can use JavaScript, you can use wait for expressions. Then from the expressions, this is where you can write your JavaScript. You can say that, but you need to type a really long one, document.query selector that element name. So there is no, this part we are still developing yet to make the experience better, but basically you need to choose the, let's say the list. Now I'm choosing the query selector or the whole list. I want to make sure that the whole list is 9 items. What I can do is like this, dot length equal to 9. I mean, I can write a JavaScript like this. So when it runs, it will run and check the expression, wait for this expression to be fulfilled as well. So this is something that you can do now. But as you see, the experience here is not great yet. It's like you need to type in so long for the expression. But imagine you can write your JavaScript expressions and wait, call some network functions, call some API, and then wait for some things and then come back. So you can do that with this. Okay, let me just remove the step now. Okay, so that is the short demo of what we can do. Let me go back to my slide. So that's the short demo. Okay, next thing about it is that it's always like, oh, this is cool, but we want more features. So we launched these features, I think, in around April, I guess. Yeah, so since then we received like few hundreds of the feedback. So these are the top 3 requests since then. So the first one is, can I set longer timeout? Because some of the website, the network API is actually quite slow. You need to wait for it to complete before you can go next step. So by default, for each of the steps, we'll wait for 3,000 milliseconds, which means 3 seconds before it goes timeout. So developers want to say that, hey, can I set longer timeout? Can I specify my own custom data selector? Because maybe if you are using Cypress or other test framework in your workflow, you might already have data-cy, is you usually use for Cypress, or data-test or some other selector. Can you select your own selector so that we don't try to be smart and select other selector for you? And then can I share the work user flow with others? So this is also, when we first released, we don't have this feature. And now, since the latest release, you have all these 3 features now. So for the replace setting, what you can do is, under the replace settings here, you can actually change the network to no throttle or slow 3G or whatever network profile that you have set. Another thing you can do is you can set the timeout. So from the default timeout, 3,000 milliseconds, you can increase it to 5,000 if you want to globally apply to each of the steps. You can set from here. But if you just want to apply like for a specific step, you know that specific step will take like even longer, like 10,000 milliseconds. What you can do that you can go to this add timeout for just this specific step. So you can override that. Okay. And then another thing is we will auto detect the common test selector for you. So we run a test within the team to see that what are the common test selector that the people use. So these are the common test selector that if you are coming from Selenium, or if you are using Cypress, or if you are using Nightwatch, some of the test framework. So usually people use test ID, test QA, and CY. So if you are using any of these, good news for you, we'll auto detect it. Like for example, just now, in my test case here, for this cup, I actually have data test specified. So it will use the where's my slide? So if we just take the sequence from test ID, because test ID is the most popular one apparently that people are using. So we try to search this. If you don't have, then we go to data test. If you don't have, we try to search for data QA and data CY. Okay, so in sequence. So just now, our recorder here, we automatically detect the data test for you. But let's say you say that, oh, data test is actually the old selector that we are using. The current selector that you are using is data CY. You just discard that somehow, but usually it's not common. But let's say you want to test 2, okay? If you want to specify like, oh, you want to actually use data CY as the default one, you can do that. So if I click here, stop, it will take data CY as a priority instead of any others. So you have the options to set the priorities of the selector. Okay, go back to my slide here, which I already covered this. You can define a custom selector. Okay, and the next good thing is you can export it. There are a few export options here. You can export it as a JSON file. You can export it as a Puppeteer script, or you can export it as a Puppeteer replay script. I will go through each of them and tell you what are the use case and when can you use them. Okay, so the first thing is the go to this one, is the export button is here. So you can download, let's say I export it as a JSON file. Okay, in the document, I just save it. So what are the benefits? So now I export to JSON file, then what? So imagine I delete this. Then I delete that. Yeah. So what I can do is I can click, and then where do I put? Here. And then I can import back this flow. So imagine you can share this user flow with your friends, or when you're creating a bug report. Actually, this is what I did as well. Currently, when sometimes I test like the DevTools, like have some bug, so I will perform the flow using this one, and then I just attach that into the bug report, and then just let them know that, oh, this is how I execute the page, so that I don't need to like explain step by step what do. I just send the file and then ask them to import the file and then run it. Yeah, so the import and export as JSON file is very useful for this reason. Okay, import and export. Yeah, that's my face. Yes. Okay. Okay, but there is more. So if you already have, how many of you have using any other test framework? Cypress, Selenium. Okay, that's one. Playwright, Puppeteer. Okay, you all are shy. Okay. Or you are really not doing testing, which means testing is really hard, and this one can really help you. Okay. Okay. So some people are asking like, can I convert the JSON file to something else? Can I, instead of export the JSON file, can other framework like Cypress or Selenium take the JSON file and generate a script to a Cypress script or to Selenium script? The good thing is we talk to Cypress and they are interested, so they can they create a library to actually take the JSON file that you export, and then you can run a command to convert them to a Cypress script. This is good because if you want to create a Cypress script, right, you don't need to type the code yourself. You can use the recorder as a start to generate the script, and then get start from there. Okay. And maybe the recorder somehow cannot fulfill your needs. Maybe you have some if-else loop, like those things we haven't built in yet, and you want to create your test script in the Cypress. This is where you can export it and then continue to build it. So what you can do is you can npm install Cypress Chrome recorder, and then you use the npx alias Cypress, this command, and then pass in your JSON file, and it will generate a JavaScript file for you. Let me just demo it. Okay. Not this project, this one. So this is a Cypress project, which I write it in the name. And then in this folder, so this is if you are new to Cypress. So Cypress is a quite popular end-to-end and component testing tools. So if you use that, this is the default format that will generate for you, like Cypress. There is a folder, there's a config file. I did not do anything. I just followed the instruction to set up. Then they give me all this folder. Okay, but what I did is I export the file just now, and then I dump it. I create a recording folder, and I dump it here. And for the demo purpose, I actually put 2 JSON file here. So then when I run the command here, npx recording, so if you have more than 1 JSON, you can just pass in the JSON file. But if you have more than 1, you can actually use the file group to say that, oh, you want to convert all this recording JSON into Cypress script. So if I run this command here, it will say that it's running, it's converting like to which folder. It's actually will convert to the Cypress end-to-end folder. So if I open it now, open the end-to-end folder now, you can see that it's actually generated out the JavaScript for you. Describe it, test, add or remove. Of course, this might not be the name that you want, so you change it by whatever that you want, and then we'll generate another spec file for the order of coffee just now. Okay, so or maybe I just show you like how to run the Cypress as well. But this is not Google product. Okay, so if I run Cypress open, it will open okay, npx Cypress open. If I open the Cypress, so you come to this script. So I run like end-to-end test. So once I run that, I can choose the browser. Although, so you can choose like Canary, Chrome Beta, not surprised. But what you can do, you can run in the Firefox as well. Okay, so show a Firefox browser in Google I/O event. Why not? Okay, let's just start. And then after I start, I can go to the spec. Where's my spec file? Okay, it worked on my machine yesterday when I tried. Let me just stop again. So it should show the 2 spec file that is auto-generated, show in there so that I can click and run it. Okay. Please work. Okay, let me see. Class, 1 or 2 will be used. Which one is undefined? Okay, do not know what the message means. Okay, click again. Does it detect the spec? Okay, never mind. I know. Let me just try one more thing because I really want to run it in the I will just change the folder names for now. Just test. Because this one, the Cypress, I just upgraded yesterday as well. So from version 9 to version 10, so there are some new changes here. So maybe they did not detect it. They changed the folder name as well. So maybe that's why they cannot detect it. Let's see. Folding example. Okay, run. Okay, never mind, cannot detect. But actually, it will show up here, and then you can run. We try to run that in the Chrome browser, but I think it's the same because it's the Cypress. Okay. You know, this is the funny thing. Okay, never mind. Okay, you just remember you can run it. Okay, I have a proof of video that it can run it. Okay, wait, cannot. Now it makes me really want to show the video. I actually hide the video because I want to do it live. Okay, share the screen. Wait, not slideshow. Okay, got music some more. Okay. Hey, where's my music? Okay, music not working. Okay, never mind. Google can heavy, right? Just now already mentioned. Okay, so you just see it's actually doing the same export step. Okay, fast forward. Boring. Okay. Okay, open. Now it's open here. So actually you can choose like Firefox, and then you can run the test. Just click on it. and open it. So this is the old Cypress UI just now that you see. Then you can actually run it. Okay. 1 minute done. Okay. I will share the video with you. Okay. Okay. So that's how you can run it, which is quite convenient. Okay. Stop it. Okay. So how so that's one way that you can do it. So how actually Cypress can create such a thing to convert the type to the JSON file to their format is because we also open another open source another library called Puppeteer Replay to help you that you can create adapter to convert the script, each of the step or all the step, or before the step you want to add in your own step, you can actually create an adapter, provide API for you to actually convert your script. So it's actually powered by the Puppeteer Replay library. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about this Puppeteer Replay library. So it is a CLI itself. You can replay a JSON file with a line of command. So let me go to the Puppeteer Replay library. Oh, close this one. Okay, don't want to see you anymore. Okay. Pop replay. So if you install this library, you can actually npf and run npx alias Puppeteer Replay and replay a JSON file. I can also run that for you here. I think I have this. Okay, this project. So in this project, you ignore all the file. All the file did not do anything now. So I have a recording folder and I have like a few tests here. So what I can do is I can type in. Let me just scroll up. Scroll up. Okay. Let me just type in this command, and then I specify like recording. Probably I need to do this. Recording / I want to run all the JSON tests with .json. So when you do that, it will actually use the Puppeteer Replay library and underhood Puppeteer as well to rerun all the JSON file. So it run it headlessly, means that you actually don't see a browser opening, but you can actually configure to open a browser to see it in action yourself. But in here, it's actually open a headless browser, and then it will just run the test. So in this way, imagine that you can integrate it in your CI/CD just with the Puppeteer Replay library itself and drop all your JSON file and then configure a function to run that. And then, but you might want to add in some reporting yourself as well. Is the test, is the user flow a success or is the user flow fail? So you can do that. Okay, so the next thing is this Puppeteer Replay library also serves as a customization. You can use it to customize more to, for example, you want to capture a screenshot before each of the step or after each of the step. You can configure that, write your own code, or you want to integrate with your third-party tools. For example, like a visual testing tools, you want to capture a visual testing. We have an code example for the DevTools. It's one of the third-party library that they have a visual testing. So you can do that. So for a quick one, I will just show one example here. Extend the runner. Okay, so in this example, imagine that this is actually the user flow, the JSON user flow. I just paste the user flow here. You can actually read that with the FS, the file system, to read that file in as well. For the simplicity, I just copy the JSON and then dump it here. So this is the user flow. We want to add a copy, set the viewport, navigate, and click on one step. So I want to extend this one. So I create my own extender. I create a class, create the extension. You can name it anyway, but you extend from the Puppeteer runner extension itself. So the extension actually gives you a few hooks, a few APIs, which is before all step, before each step, and after each step. So I say that, before all the step, just log the starting and then give me the duration. The time, I start the console.time to count the time. Okay? And then before each step, I will console.log again because this is the simplest demo I can give. The console.log, like before each step, I will do a logging, say that it's before what step, there's the step name. Okay, and then after each step, I want to add an extra step to console.log the complete step, and I want to capture a screenshot after each of the step. Okay, so after all the steps done, I will say console.done, and then I will just end the timing that I start before all the steps. Okay, so now, where's my, okay, the terminal here. So now if I run this file, node dot extend runner dot mjs. So it will say that, so it will say, it will log the starting, and then before the step, and then it will log the things that I put in, and then it will say like complete step 1 before complete step 2, and then complete step 3, and then done. And then it will show like flow duration in total in this time, because just now I say that after all the steps, I want to show the time here. Okay, so then it will also generate the screenshot here. Like the step 1, where's the screenshot? Wait. Oh, okay. I think the screenshot, because it's white. Let me just change. So that's why it's white. So you cannot see. It's actually something. So screenshot 2, they have something on the screen. Screenshot 3 is where you already click on one of the items. So you can configure, you can extend it, and to provide hooks for before each of the step or after each of the step, and customize the way you want. If you want to integrate with your own third-party library tools, you can use Puppeteer Replay to build on top of that. Okay. And the third one, you also can extend it even further. You want to like totally take each of the steps. You want to control the transformation step. Before, so for each of the steps, instead of generate out the JSON, you can use the transformation, extend it to use the transformation to transform it to Cypress script or others. We have code demo for you as well on how to do this to totally transform it. Or you can actually go to the Cypress open source library itself to see how they use the Puppeteer Replay to transform the step to the Cypress test script. So I have a code example here that show you how to do it. Okay, so that's great. Like you have a Puppeteer library that you can extend it, but it's still an extra step you need to like set up it. So how about if you can create a recorder extension itself, and then we let you create an extension, then you install it, and then you can export to whatever format that you want. So a good news for you, recently we also implemented the extension API. So if you want to build one, or someone will eventually build one, so what you can do is you can install the extensions from the, let me open. So, okay. Hey, wait. So, okay, let me just go to the Chrome extension. So let's say in the future, not so soon yet, because currently no one create any extension yet. So in the futures, if someone created extension, you can actually load it in. So this one, I did not publish it to the web store, so you cannot install from the web store. But eventually, you should be able to install a web store extension that someone created, and then have the options in your recorder panel. Imagine this is the web store. I just click it, and then select the file. So I install this custom extension here. Then I go back to open my recorder again. Open anyone. So, there should be an extra option here. Wait, why is it not showing? You know, during the demo day, it's always like that. Okay, let me load one more time. I remember I tested yesterday, and we tested. Okay, let me just select it again. Okay, and then because once you load it, right, you need to refresh your browser and then open it. Let me, okay, so, okay, open it, download. See, there's one extra option, export as a custom JSON script. So this is the extra step that I installed. That extension provide me these features. Okay, so how you can extend it. We also have a documentation for it to teach you how to extend it yourself. So if you want to, you have some company specific things, you want to use the Puppeteer replay library to do something, and then create an extension so that you have options right in the recorder itself to export it, you can do it. Okay, so I have talked about all the good things, so you might want to start try out now. But there are also some current limitations, and I want to share like some future plans as well. Or if you have some features that you think that we should add after this session, you can come talk to me as well. So there are these things that are not supported yet, like the drag and drop actions that you have. We currently do not support that yet. And the selecting text, basically, is also a drag, like you select the full text and then you click copy or something. That is also not supported. And if you are using autocomplete data entry, like your credit card entry or whatever thing, we also don't support autocomplete. You might type it yourself so that we can capture the actions. Okay, and previously, another two like high demand actions that people would like us to support is the hover, double click, and right click. Recently, with the latest Canary version, the nightly version, we already support the hover and double click. So which is a good thing. Or maybe I still have time, so I can do a quick demo on that. So let's go back to my, not coffee, go to this double click and right click. So when I double click, I can expand this card. When I right click, I can select whatever action that I have. So I can actually record this. Just delete it. I can start recording. And then I can double click it. So you see that it's captured as double click. And I can right click on it and select action 3. And now I stop. So you see that it actually captured the double click. And the right click is captured as a click. But it actually have a button called secondary button here. So secondary button means it's a right click. So if you replayed it, this actually will show you the right click action as well. So that is supported. And some of the top next features that is currently not available yet is to select a text by matching the on-screen text. So you don't want to like select the selector. You just want to say that please select the selector where the text, the on-screen text is a name or an email or something. You want to match the on-screen text, and you want to be able to replay the user flow in your preferred viewport. Like for example, if you select, you want to run in like a Pixel 5 viewport. By default, you see that just now it will open the full screen for you. Then you need to manually set the viewport itself. Then it will run. So there are some works that we need to do that. And some users say that I don't need you to do the first navigation step, because wherever we do navigation, we will refresh the page and restart it. So some of you say, no, don't restart the page for me. I just want you that when I go to that page, you run all the steps that I configured, just run that. So currently, they are not be able to skip the navigation step yet, but soon we can. And the other two top features that people requested, we already do it recently, which is replay in a slower speed. Just now during the demo, I've shown you. And you want to be able to control the replay to be able like do debugging like step through. This one I haven't shown you yet. So that is also possible now. Okay. Let me just import back my order of coffee. So let's say you want to debug it step by step, right? So what you can do is from here, you see this icon, you can like set a stop step here, like you're debugging. And then when you start replay, it will just stop at the step. And then because it's easier for you to see like what's happening on the screen, right? Then you say that, okay, you can either click here, continue, or click here, execute one step. So you can control like execute one more step. It's actually click on the cafe latte already, and then go to the next step, which is click on the other thing already. So you can execute step by step or just continue the flow. So it's even more control that you have to replay your user flow. Okay, so see, we listen to you to improve that. But first, you need to give us feedback. Like some users say, oh, your features sucks, your feature is not good, but why do you don't do that? But you need to report it so that we know. Okay, So for this particular panel, you can click on here to send a feedback. I will open. So if I open this one, you can see that already a long list like the feedback that the user sending. Oh, this is good, this is not bad, but I want more. So if you have, you can also add a comment here. I will actually, there's a real human, which is me and my teammate, will be reading the comment and see what we can build for you. And if you want to report general DevTools bug, it's also you can using the same screen here. Wait, go back here. You can actually here help, and you report a DevTools issue. So that you report a DevTools issue to us to let us know what are the issues that you're currently facing. Okay. Another thing that we are planning to do as well is a future is that Lighthouse Panel is one of the popular panels that we all are using. So maybe that when you do some actions, because currently Lighthouse also have the panel also have a new features, which you can actually select different mode to do the actions. So let's say you create a time span mode here. You do the same action. What if we will also capture all the steps for you when you record the Lighthouse here and always let you to replay and generate a Lighthouse report for you, or maybe integrate it with your CI/CD. So this is the things that we are also planning to do in the future. If you are keen on performance measurement, this will even make the process easier for you. Okay, so remember, please keep your feedback coming if you're interested in the feature. We are active on develop that. And thanks. If you want to learn more, you can go to this link here, and you can follow me on social media. My Twitter is Jackfish, or you can find Jesselyn Yin, because my name is very unique. You don't find another people called Jesselyn Yin. Okay, and I do like monthly video on what's new in DevTools. So I'm basically a YouTuber as well. So if you want to follow, sorry. So if you want to follow us on our YouTube channel, it's a Google Chrome channel specifically. Yeah, so the latest release is this one. Yeah. Not bad, 16K. This is a 14K. This is a new video. Yeah. So we have like different. You go to Google Chrome developers channel. So these are all our videos. If you want to follow all the good stuff happening on the web, and what are the things that happen in CSS, which is the next talk will be about CSS, Flexbox, and Grid. Yeah. So you can follow the channel and learn about all the things in the browser, not just DevTools. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Yeah, we can start Q&A session. Don't clap yet. We can start Q&A. Hold your clap. Any questions? Yeah. Or any feature requests, you can also ask. Okay.
Quick questions about the recording. Does it support cross-tab recording?
Cross-tab recording currently not supported yet. It's also in one of the one of the requests that we see people are talking about. But we can do iframe. So if your same page have an iframe, we support that as well if you're recording in iframe. But let's say you are open the tab and then you open another new tab. Currently, that is not supported yet. Especially like if you are using like payments, you write a payments, then you open a new tab, right? That is not supported yet. But we know that, and it's in our list, just that it's not on the top list that people request. Yeah. Put that in the feedback, but I will write that as well.
Yeah, hi. Many years ago, I did a lot of user interface behavioral analysis. So this looks remarkably similar to an in-house tool that I used before. So, but you intended this to be used for bug reporting tools, right?
For user flow automation, basically.
Sorry.
Okay, bug reporting is just one of the use case, but it's the bigger use case is automate your user flow, let you test your websites, the functions work correctly. Yeah.
Okay. So it's a two-part question. Okay. So one, does it capture mouse movements? And number two, can we record and replay in live time frame mode?
Okay, it doesn't capture your mouse movement, it captures your mouse action. That's why the drag and drop doesn't work yet, because we did not capture your drag. We are still thinking like how to capture your drag, because you remember actually the drag is like more specific, you click and then you move. But mouse movement is harder, because you imagine you always move your mouse, right? Then if I capture, means that you can see a lot of steps like capture like that. So we haven't have a solution to, we did not, this is not in our top request list as well, so we did not intend to capture the movement. But for the drag and drop, we are working on that to see how we can capture that. Okay. Yeah. And the second question is the time frame mode. Can you explain what is the time frame mode?
In live time frame, like if we did an action that took us maybe 100 milliseconds or 1000 milliseconds, does it capture?
Oh, yeah. Okay. You mean the amount of time?
Yes.
The amount of time currently doesn't show here yet, but if you export it, to the performance panel just now, from there you actually can see like how long is the action. But we did not. So I think this is also a good feature to have, is after you replay that time, we should show you like how long this step, how long, like when you click replay the time, maybe somewhere here we show like how long this step will take. It will probably be good as well. But it actually doesn't, how to say, doesn't give you a very clear idea on how the step is as well, because you can replay it in a very slow mode. So if you replay very slow mode, then the time will be longer. That might not be that accurate if we show the time here. But I will see how we can show it here, because now you need to export it to the performance insight panel, or the performance panel, in order to see the timing there. Yeah. Yes.
What about cookie values?
Cookie value. Cookie values is just using, so whatever you have on the page, you just have the cookies value. Okay, but if you say that you want to edit your cookies value before the step, you can actually add a step before or after, and then use the wait for expression to add your cookies value there. So
when you export the cookie values, is exported.
Oh no, when you export the cookies value, it's not exported.
Okay. So I was just wondering if I want to test it, for example, in ads, right? So I want to reproduce the same with the other people. Like I want to share the JSON. And
you want the same cookies.
Yeah.
Okay. So the cookies value is not exported at the moment. Yeah. So you need export your step. Maybe I can show you the export the file. Yeah, the structure here. I already have one here. No, the JSON file. So that's the structure here. We'll export like you set the viewport, like your navigation step, wherever you click, what are the selector, where's the position of your mouse at that point of time. So these are the information that we exported. We do not export any cookies value. Yeah. I think that will be, I actually do not know. I will ask, maybe would it be something like not very secure as well? I will check on that. Yeah. Okay. Thank you. Any more questions? Yes. Hey, did I run out my time? Let me know if I run out my time.
I want to ask, the replay is history, just a history, or it's like let's say I do a record, after that I remove my website. So the replay still working or not?
The replay will not be working, because the replay will be alive. So wherever you replay is actually go to navigate your website and then replay all the steps. One of the requests that I see people asking is to be able to export it as a video, so that you can send the video to others, say that, oh, it's actually working, something like that. So, but that is not yet inside here. Yeah. So the replay is always live.
So which means if I user A is see different copy, right? So after that I finish a record, I send to the developer. So developer use another account to log in. Maybe we'll see a different product. Is it?
That's correct. Yeah. So unless you have a step, you have your setup step, like your pre-step, that you make sure that you can, like for example, just now if you add a step before or after, and then you set you have a global function or something, you call that JavaScript function, set all the background settings, run it, then you can have the same setting. Yeah.
Because after every time we create a record, we will save locally or we will save in a Google account. That's first question. Second question is, can we schedule the task?
Okay, these are very good questions. First, it's saved in your local. It doesn't save inside your any Google account. So it's always in your local. We don't save your test file. But there's also one of the features that some people is asking, like, oh, can we save to Google Drive so that we can straight away share with others? It's not currently possible yet. Yeah, so in DevTools, whatever happened in DevTools, stay in DevTools. Okay, and then, so you feel safe, right? Okay, the second one is, schedule. Okay, schedule is currently not possible here. But what you can do is you export it as a JSON, then you do the scheduling in your GitHub using GitHub Actions or in your CI/CD to schedule that. Yeah. Okay. Okay, more questions here.
Can it record the map interaction? Web map interaction.
Web map.
Interaction, like panning, zooming, and all that stuff.
Oh, zooming is not possible because zooming is a grab. Panning is also not possible because we only capture like the clay and stuff and move like that. Yeah, so it's not possible yet. Panning is what the thing like, yeah, we know what is panning. Okay, yeah, it's not possible yet. Yeah. Okay. Do you always test on the map?
Yeah, because I'm working with map application.
Oh, okay. Okay, thank you. I'll add that. Okay. Anyone else? Okay, good. Am I on time? 2 more minutes. Okay. So thank you. Okay, so if you want to know like the latest features, like not the latest, you want just a summary of what do we have built last year. We recently have a Google I/O. I mean the Google I/O. So you can go to my talk here, I/O 22, DevTools. So I actually summarized this photo is it's just this face nicer. So there's I summarized the top 4 features that the currently for the last 1 year that we have worked on and we have built for you to use. And thank you everyone. Yeah, nice to see you.